Well, good evening and welcome to the Hive. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Lance Rock. We got a full slate of wrestling action ready for you here tonight, as the Perham Yellow Jackets will be hosting their home opener, Triangular, as they take on Fargo, Davies, and Otter Tail Central. And Lance, how nice it is to be back in the gym, especially here at the Hive.
That's what I was just going to say, Jason. It's just a great feeling, even though we have a few less fans than we normally do. It's just a great feeling to see the kids and the excitement that they had setting up the mats today. And we are in for a full bout tonight because not only do we have the varsity going on our right side of the gym, to the left of us we're going to have quite a few bouts. I saw they were down there matching up kids for JV as well. So what an exciting opportunity to bring this and to have a new team, Fargo Davies, venture down to Perham to give a different look in a North Dakota school coming down.
And it should be a quite unique night here tonight. Fargo Davies, a team, like you said, from the North Dakota side of things, and this little border war that we'll have to kick things off between Perham and Fargo Davies. And the Eagles of Fargo Davies, very experienced as you look at the start of this season. They already have 13 matches under their belt, 11-2 mark on the year. The other two teams here on the Otter Tail side of things, Otter Tail Central, they have 2 wins under their belt. Perham has 2 matches under their belt at 1-1. So it should be a very unique contest in that way, with the team like Fargo Davies having a lot of experience coming into tonight's contest.
Yeah, kind of a unique setup, especially with everything that's been going on with COVID. And obviously the North Dakota side, they got to start at the normal time, and kind of their season probably has a little more flow to it right now than the Jackets and the Bulldogs season does, as they started after Christmas and obviously a little less experience on the mat. But it's really going to be an interesting to see if that experience on the mat shows up during tonight's match, or what happens as we get going through, if it's just the natural skill and natural just takes over as you get going.
I would definitely like to thank you for tuning in here on the Magnitude Sports Network, as Fargo Davies and Perham will kick things off to start our night. Then we'll have Fargo Davies taking on Otter Tail Central. We'll start a new stream for that one. And then the last match of the night will be Fargo Davies taking on Perham and Otter Tail Central to close things out, the nightcap. So COVID rules, there's only allowing 150 fans here in the gymnasium. So we thank you if you're unable to be in the gymnasium. We thank you for tuning in and letting us come into your home to watch this broadcast. We're going to take a quick time out, come back. We're going to thank our sponsors, come back and get you set up for the first matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Eagles.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back. Excuse us as we kind of get used to figuring things out here with the buttons. I'm Jason Gold, joined by Lance Rock as we get ready for some wrestling action live from the Hive tonight. Should be a fun one. The Fargo Davies Eagles taking on the Perham Yellow Jackets to kick things off, and this Fargo Davies team coming in with an 11-2 mark, and they're coming off a couple of interesting duels where they picked up a nice victory over Moorhead 51-18, and then they took a tough loss to Detroit Lakes 42-33. And they are a very experienced team coming into this season right now, like we said, with that 11-2 mark. They also had a couple matches after those two. They took on Grand Forks Red River, beat them 64-10, beat Fargo South 75-6, defeated Grand Forks Central 48-24, and defeated Fargo North 48-35. And that was over the weekend on January 15th and 16th. They picked up those 4 wins, so a very experienced Fargo Davies team, and I know you have some information on one of their big kids is going to be playing some football.
Yeah, I did a little checking up on their 220 pounder, Truman Wehrmeyer, and it looks like he signed with NDSU to play football. Really nice looking athlete, about 6'2", 6'3", 220 pounds. Just kind of that rarity in an athlete to see somebody built the way he's built at a high school level. So really anxious to see him come out onto the mat and see what he has. He is also last year's state champ at 220 in Class A in North Dakota. So he brings a ton of experience on the wrestling mat. Obviously a competitor if he's signed by NDSU, and it's going to be a fun match to watch when he steps out and see what he has on the mat.
He's one of many great wrestlers we expect to see here tonight. And you look on the Yellow Jacket side of things, they open things up with a nice upset victory over Thief River Falls. If you go by the rankings, Thief River Falls is a state-ranked team, and Yellow Jackets earned that 36 victory. They won by criteria to open the season. A nice victory for them. Came down to pinfalls and they were able to get 5 in that match.
Correct, and it was really an interesting type of how it happened. It came about with, for many years, you've been able to end in a tie in the regular season, and this was a rule change that I heard came about this year that they didn't want ties. So when it comes time for section rankings, you have a clear-cut winner instead of going, well, we tied at it. So they went to criteria, and the very first announcement was that Thief River won by pinfall, or tied at pinfall, went to Tech Falls, and that Thief River won, and then they went back and did some clarifying, and it ended up the Jackets had one more pinfall and pulled out the victory. So kind of that ebb and flow of the night for the Yellow Jackets as they thought they lost, and then they came back and they had actually won.
And then after that, they took on Bemidji, a powerhouse at 3A, and Bemidji earned a 48-19 victory over the Yellow Jackets.
Right, and Bemidji's going to be a team to be reckoned with. I know last year, I believe they finished third in 3A at the state team tournament, and after moving back up from 8AA, they were in Perham section for many years, and a good rivalry always with them. So they bring a lot of good talent, and the one thing that I've known as I've gotten to know wrestling a little bit better, that a couple matches can sway by a couple points, and all of a sudden the final score looks way different than it was. And I know the Yellow Jackets wrestled really hard during that match. So
we'll take a quick look at the Class 2A poll for tonight, and this is from the Guillotine team-wise. Simley's number 1, Castle-Manorville number 2, Detroit Lakes number 3. They're the favorite in Section 8AA this year. The defending champs, they knocked off Thief River Falls last year, ending the run at the top for the Yellow Jackets in Section 8-2A. It was strange not seeing the Yellow Jackets down at the state tournament as a team.
5 years in a row, and and really the match before that for Thief River, getting to the finals was a real nail biter with Thief River. So it just it's such a close section. So and I think this year again you're going to see a lot of those teams, and probably like a Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus as well, looking to peek their way into that top, go into the championship as well. So a lot of fun wrestling to happen here in the next couple months.
And rounding out the top 5 is Fairmont Mountain County West, Dassel, Cocaine, Litchfield. 6 is Foley, a team that Perham's been familiar with down at the state meet the last few years. Marshall, Princeton, Thief River Falls at 9. That might change after a little bit of a defeat there to Perham. Becker's 10, Tri-County United's 11, Scott West is 12. Perham comes in at lean and mean, as does South St. Paul, Big Lake, Hutchinson, Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus, Tutino Grace, Mora, and Annandale Maple Lake. So Section 8AA definitely well represented here in the early polls. Depends on how much stock you take in them, but they're definitely represented well.
Yeah, those early season polls are it's kind of nice to see your name on there, but it's also nice when you get on the mat and you can back that up and start to see wins develop, and I think that's the one thing the Yellow Jackets really want to do is get on a roll early and stay on a roll.
Both teams are on the mats getting ready to roll for the contest. It's the home opener for the Yellow Jackets here at Hive. It's kind of different. Normally you hear this song getting ready to go and you expect to see a few more people, but COVID-19 pandemic rules allows only 150 fans on a list into the gym. We're fortunate to be able to bring this to you guys tonight. We thank you for tuning in. We're going to take a quick timeout. Thank some of our sponsors that make this broadcast happen. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about tonight's contest as the Eagles get ready to take on the Yellow Jackets here on Magnitude Sports Network.
We made it. We finally made it. January in northern Minnesota. To some, they might see a frozen tundra, but to us, it's a winter paradise. That's why at United Community Bank, we want you to enjoy the outdoors with your new snowmobile or fish house. Don't waste any time. Go online to ucbankmn.com and apply for a personal loan. It's easy and takes just a few minutes. Seize the cold with a personal loan from United Community Bank. Locations in Perham, Frazee, and Dent. Online at ucbankmn.com. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Van Dam Chiropractic is dedicated to helping you achieve your health goals and improving your quality of life. Dr. Van Dam provides the most comprehensive chiropractic and acupuncture care. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury, work-related injury, car accident, or just getting relief from chronic pain, Dr. Scott Van Dam will get you back on the road to good health. They look forward to serving you at Van Dam Chiropractic. Call them at 532-5320 or visit them online at vandamchiropractic.com.
Well, and welcome back here to the Hive. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Lance Rock here on the Magnitude Sports Network as we get ready for Perham Yellow Jacket and Fargo Davies Wrestling live from the Hive to kick things off for the Yellow Jackets at home. They've already had one meet on the road, but they're home here tonight to take on the Eagles and the Ottertail Central Bulldogs, and we'll have all three duels for you here tonight. The next match will feature Ottertail Central and Fargo Davies, and then the last match of the night will be Perham versus Ottertail Central, which should be another fun one. As we all know, Ottertail Central is definitely a team that likes to bring it, no matter what kind of level they have on the mat.
They're a hard-nosed kid. They're coached by Scott Hart, who's been there for many, many years, and Scott brings an intenseness to this program, and like you said, they come ready to wrestle, and it should be fun to watch that. And as I was looking out just before we came back from break, they had the coin flip. I believe Perham won it. Which for those of you maybe listening for the first time or new to wrestling, the coin flip lets teams send out who they want first or second, and they can juggle the lineup from there. As Fargo Davies, it doesn't look like they have a lot of juggling to do as they didn't weigh in, double weigh-ins. Perham did weigh in a couple different guys at different levels, so they may have a chance to bump some guys around as we need to. So because of that, we'll hold off with the starting lineup, and we'll get that as the match goes on tonight, Jason.
Yellow Jackets head coach Dave Vetch, he's assisted by Kyle Trout and Kevin Felt, and is in his second season at the helm of the Yellow Jackets, taking over for longtime head coach Ron Moser, but David Vetch now in his second year with the Yellow Jackets.
And Davies is coached by Keenan Spees and has a whole host of assistants, so I think we'll leave it at that as we're getting close here.
We have introductions coming up. We'll take a quick time out as we get ready for the national anthem here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Van Dam Chiropractic is dedicated to helping you achieve your health goals and improving your quality of life. Dr. Van Dam provides the most comprehensive chiropractic and acupuncture care. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury, work-related injury, car accident, or just getting relief from chronic pain, Dr. Scott Van Dam will get you back on the road to good health. They look forward to serving you at Van Dam Chiropractic. Call them at 532-5320 or visit them online at vandamchiropractic.com.
We made it. We finally made it. January in northern Minnesota. To some, they might see a frozen tundra, but to us, it's a winter paradise. That's why at United Community Bank, we want you to enjoy the outdoors with your new snowmobile or fish house. Don't waste any time. Go online to ucbankmn.com and apply for a personal loan. It's easy and takes just a few minutes. Seize the cold with a personal loan from United Community Bank. Locations in Perham, Frazee, and Dent. Online at ucbankmn.com. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Once again, welcome back to the Hive. I'm Jason Groth, joined by Lance Rock as we get ready to go for some high school wrestling action. The Eagles and the Yellow Jackets live from the Hive. First thing we'll tell you right away, and we're going to work as much as we can with this scoreboard thing tonight. I'm going to try our best to get that operational here tonight, and that's our goal. And if we have issues with it, we'll...
Thank goodness you know what you're doing, because I would be lost. I'm just sitting over here with the headsets, and that's enough for me.
And we'll see how that goes. And right now we're maybe having a little bit of an issue getting that on the board tonight. But we'll keep with you and try our best and just keep you up to date as much as we can throughout the match.
Yeah, like we said, we're going to directly ahead of us, so to the right of our screen will be the varsity going on, and we will have Davies and the Yellow Jackets going on, and our scoreboards will be to the right of us, and to the left is the black mat, and that will be the JV going, and it looks like that will also be our Yellow Jackets and the JV from Davies going as well. So, and their scoreboard will be to the left of us. So we won't pan over too much to the JV. I believe they have something going on if you're looking for that one, but we're going to focus on the varsity matches here tonight and do our best to get you exactly what's happening there.
Should be an exciting night here tonight. Again, it's the season opener for both of these teams, or for the Yellow Jackets at home, as they get ready to take on the Eagles. The Eagles on the North Dakota side of things have wrestled quite a bit, and they will be excited for their contest here tonight, winning their last 4 meets, and they're coming in with that 11-2 mark. The Yellow Jackets coming in at 1-1.
Right, and it looks like we're just about ready to get started, and we'll start off at 106, so that's a little different for Fargo Davies, as in North Dakota you flip as where you're going to start. So in Minnesota you always start at 106, so starting at 106 tonight, we'll have Chandler Mickelson, a 9th grader, going for the Yellow Jackets, and Chandler's been in the program for a long, long time, and is just a really tough, exciting wrestler, and had a great try at Bemidji, and he will be facing Abdi Noor from Fargo Davies, and he wrestled 113 for them last year. So he's down a weight. So it'll be interesting to see if this is his true weight or if he's cutting and is that far down now, and this is where he's supposed to be. So we're just about ready to start the match. We have Ref Geyser in the middle, getting ready to go, and it looks like we're Coach Vetch sending them out. So here we go. We're ready to get the wrestling action on. And
this is Chandler Mickelson's 3rd match of the season, 2-0 on the season, as he gets ready to go against Abdi Noor.
And here we go. Yeah, Chandler had a great upset win over Bemidji's 106-pounder. I believe was rated 8th in 3A. So we'll see what he brings to the table here, and my first time to see him wrestle in a varsity singlet, so this is pretty exciting. And right away with takedown, nice little drag there, and snapped around behind him and got in for the takedown. And now this is where Chandler's pretty aggressive, so let's see how he's working on top and what he's looking for. He's got good pressure on the shoulders right now. He's kind of tying him up. Abdi's looking for a stand-up. He's got the hands separated, but Chandler stays really strong and really tight on the back shoulders. And that's pretty impressive ride, because that was a pretty good attempt to get out there and looking for the escape. So the first minute of action, we got 2-0 with Mickelson on top. Mickelson working on looked like a little bit of maybe of a tilt there. He is varying what he's doing. So dragging the arm across, and again a great ride for Chandler Mickelson.
If you're happening here in the background, you might hear the whistle. There's also the JV action going on to our left. We'll try to keep you updated as much as we can there, but that might be why you're hearing multiple whistles in the gym right now.
Yeah, exactly. Hard for us to pay attention to when both things are going. Yeah, nice move by Chandler there. Newer was coming up, and he grabbed and picked the far ankle and brought him flat down to the mat. And now Chandler's just doing a great job riding. There's 14 seconds left as we go, and it looks like we're going to go. Oh, here we have a cradle coming in. We got points, back points. The count is on. The fingers are down. And Chandler picks up another 3 right at the buzzer with a great move. So nice job there for Chandler to go up 5-0 going into the second, and the wrestlers choose both up. I did not see who made that choice, but the wrestlers go both up. This match is brought to you by Sean Carlson at Town and Country Credit Union in Fargo and West Fargo. Make home happen this winter with Sean Carlson at Town and Country Credit Union. With a 97% satisfaction rate, it's clear to see why members love Town and Country Credit Union. And the wrestlers are kind of battling, a little hand fighting. There's a shot by Newer, which is met by Mickelson, who's heavy on the head. One of those things that I've heard many, many times from the Perham coaches. And then he switches behind to take another takedown and leads 7-0 with about minute 10 left to go in this match. Newer's working on up, and Chandler again with a good ride, looking for a little tilt here. He's really close to picking up points. Now he grabs the arm. Let's see what he can do. He's in position for an arm bar. He might be a little high to get that in, but maybe can work in a tilt in there or something. Now he's getting his base back, and here we go. Let's see what happens. We're down to 45 seconds. Chandler, again, really tough on top right now. And it's not like Newer isn't trying. He is definitely tried to get up multiple times and burst, but Chandler's just been able to do what he wants to. Here he's tilting him over. We still don't have the angle. We have 20 seconds left as he works on this move. Here we go. Oh no, here we go. Nope, nothing yet. Oh, what a scramble we had there. We had guys going over top of each other. It looked like Newer was going to get the reversal, and he kind of just flopped right over the top, and Chandler kept his balance and stayed in there strong. Here he's looking at no back points as we end the second period with Chandler Mickelson being up 7-0.
This match brought to you commercial free by Van Dam Chiropractic, wishing the Fargo Davies Eagles the best of luck in today's meet. Are you recovering from a sports injury, car accident, or just need relief from chronic back pain? Then visit VanDamChiropractic.com to schedule a free consultation with Dr. Scott Van Dam at Van Dam Chiropractic in Fargo.
Chandler with a big move there. Reverse takes him right to his back. He's in really good position here. He's got head and arm, and it looks like Newer is fighting really hard. He's got his leg cranked over trying to stay off the mat, but Chandler's putting heavy pressure with his chest, and there is the fall in the third period. At 25 seconds in the third period, the fall at 4:25 for Chandler Mickelson, which puts Perham on the board with a 6-0 lead.
A nice start there for the Yellow Jackets. They grabbed that early lead, as you said, 6-0, and now they'll get ready here in the next weight class.
Yeah, 113, we have a young 7th grader from Perham, Johnny Ramos, who is the brother of the 195-pounder, Brian Ramos. And for the Fargo Davies, we have Wyatt Kozadowski. So Wyatt Kozadowski versus Ramos, and Kozadowski's in, picks him up and takes him down for a takedown for an early 2-0 lead with 20 seconds just gone in the match. So this is one of those areas that it's a good learning experience for Johnny Ramos, but sometimes it's tough as you're a 7th grader trying to battle in for your first time. So
You mentioned that he's facing a team that's got a lot of experience already. A nice way to kind of kick things off here at home for you.
Yep. And he's kind of getting stretched out right now and probably not in the most comfortable position, but he's doing a good job of battling back to his base and working hard here. So good job by Johnny. Oh, there we had a 1 count, but in wrestling you have to have 2 or more to get some back points. So it was only a 1 count there as they kind of flipped over. So again, nice job by Ramos, and Kozadowski's doing a great job of riding, and now he's got a little tilt in, and now we are definitely getting back points happening here. All right, and they awarded him the points, 2 for a near fall, and he changed his hold there, so that's why they awarded him the near fall points, and he now is getting 2 more because he changed his move. So he's up 6-0 with about 20 seconds to go here as we're watching Johnny Ramos versus Wyatt Kozadowski. One thing I can say, they've wrestled right in the center of the mat, so we haven't had to pan out very far. So Kozadowski's doing a great job keeping in the middle and working on the things that he wants to do. And it looks like we're going to go 6-0 Kozadowski into the second period.
It's unique to see the momentum just shift from the first match here to the next match. That's an interesting thing about this wrestling individual, and it's just like that. Momentum swings back and forth.
It does. It can ride a wave very quickly, and you see that in a lot of the team duels. Is you can be doing really well, and all of a sudden the other team has a couple pins in a row, and that 6-pointer is kind of like the 3-pointer in basketball. It can forgive a lot of mistakes in a hurry. Kozadowski chose down to start the second period, and he escapes. So he's up 7-0 with 1:40 to go, and just as I said, they were battling in the middle of the mat. Now they're working the edge, and Kozadowski says, nope, we're not going there. I want you in the middle of the match. There's a great shot into a single by Johnny Ramos. Kind of caught him as he was backing up a little bit, and here Johnny's going to work, but it looks like maybe a little bit of the strength and maturity of Kozadowski is going to have him get behind and get the reversal. And he rolls up on a cradle type. Oh, now he's just got him, and Johnny did a great job of getting out of that move right there. Looked like he was tight and only gave up 2 near falls. So we're Kozadowski, very good move, 11-0 to start this match in the second period. We're under a minute to go here as Kozadowski riding and working some moves on Ramos.
And I always remember talking with Rob Moser. He says the key in a lot of these meets is to avoid bonus points, but it might not be possible for Perham in this one right now.
There was the cradle put back on. Johnny kicked out of it, kind of, I think they call it a mule kick is what I've heard. So he kicked out of, there's 2 more bonus, and now he's locked up on the far side. And there's more bonus coins coming, and there's the fall. So a fall at 3 minutes, 30 seconds for Wyatt Kozadowski. That equals up the scoreboard right there. So we're at 6-6 going into 120. And I remember Coach Moser saying that as well, that bonus points is it's a healer sometimes, and it hurts in the other times. So now we're going to 120 in our action. For the Jackets, we have a 9th grader, Levi Krusel, at 120. And at 120, we have Sajan Gurung for Fargo Davies. And they are pushing the action right away. So it's kind of fun to see them kind of go at each other. I know that Levi has a very aggressive approach. And it looks like Gurung might be the same way because he shot in a couple times and Levi shot in a couple times. So hold your hat on this one. This could be whoever tosses who might come up with the big bonus points for their team. Ooh, that was close as Levi made a move and they ended up out of bounds. So back to the center we go with 1:15 to go, and they're right back at each other. A lot of head drags, a lot of arm drags, and a lot of aggressive, just kind of that brute strength kind of feel each other out. So here we go. We're staying in the center of the mat. And with 1 minute to go, we have a tied 0-0 score. And our scoreboard is tied up 6-6 between the Eagles of Davies and the Jackets of Perham.
Again, this is Cruzel and Gurong on the mat right now.
A little bit of arm drag there. One of the things that I've noticed so far is that Gurung, ooh, there's a nice move. Who's going to end up with it? Nobody yet. There, Cruzel gets the 2, and he's getting back points as well. So I believe the ref's holding 3 points down, so we should be a 5-0 score. There's about 15 seconds left. Levi is trying to hold him back. We'll see if he can hold him down without giving up escape, or maybe picking up some more back points. 5 seconds remain. It looks like Cruzel's going to go up 5-0 with a big move there for the Yellow Jackets. Oh, and he hooks up a cradle right at the end of the period. So a little confidence booster for Cruzel going into the second. Gurung's choice, and he picks both up, which doesn't surprise me, and they both have been shooting. One of the things that I've noticed here is Gurung likes to shoot a little bit off of his knee, and Levi's staying up tall. And there he goes in with the single again. He's got Levi. Let's see how Levi defends this. Heavy on the head. Levi's grabbing the back ankle just like coaches teach him to do. So we'll see if he can overpower and roll behind here and get his 2. Cruzel in pretty good shape right here, I would say. There he goes. That's 2 for Cruzel, which makes the score 7-0 with a minute 20 left in the second period. So let's see what Cruzel works on. Looks like he's trying to get a cradle in, going across face, and working hard on that right now. Gurung's trying to pull the arm over the top of the head and get his escape. Here we go, is spinning, Levi follows. Ooh, the headlock pulled over. Let's see what happens here. It's kind of a dangerous position for both wrestlers right now. We'll see if Gurung gets his head out, which would give him a reversal, and there it is. And no, they wiped the reversal off. He was really, really close there, but that head being pinched in there kind of got in the way of him getting his reversal. Now Levi has him flattened back out, and Gurung's kind of stretching out there a little bit. So 20 seconds to go here. Levi working on his cross-face cradle again as we go in. He's got it really close. He's driving it, and here he's pulling him back 8 seconds. Let's see what happens. And there's our back points being counted off. And we'll see how many he ends up with. Looks like a 5 count to me. And it is three more back points for Mr. Cruzel. So Levi goes in into the third period up 10-0, which at 8 points gives him a major decision and 4 more points on the scoreboard. So it'll be good if he can hold them down or even gain some more back points and get to 15 and get the tech fall. This is really a good match for Levi. It's they look like similar builds. Similar size, obviously, at 120, but sometimes it doesn't always look that way. And he's doing a good job of control. But here we go again in that same type move. Levi had him in the cradle, and Gurung tried to just sit over the top of him and get the reversal. But Levi rolls him back and puts him and gets back into control.
Just approaching 1 minute to go here in this third period. A nice lead for Cruzel, up 10-0 in the match.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is a good one for Cruzel. It'd be a nice win, especially if he gets bonus points. Like you said, any bonus points is a great help at the sport of wrestling. Anytime you can get more than 3 on one of the wins, which he's in line here to get a 4-point victory in a major decision. So Not much happening on the bottom from Mr. Grung right now, but Levi continues to work that cradle, and let's see if he can get it over this time without Grung going over the top of him again. So Grung's kind of stretching out that leg, as you can see, making it tough for him to pull him over. So kind of in that cradle, catch me once. It's my fault, but however that saying goes, catch me twice. Shame on me. There you go. Something like that.
You're going to get there.
So by the end of the night, I'll have that line down. Some wise person told me that once. All right, we have a caution on Grung on the bottom. 15 seconds to go, so unless something really, really strange happens here, like me not being able to talk, we should have at least a major decision for Levi Krusel, the freshman from Perham. Here we're in that same position again. We don't want to expose that shoulders to the mat as much as Levi's been doing, but Levi holds on, and that's a pretty big match for Levi. So 10-0 win for a major decision. Gives 4 points on the scoreboard, which shows the Perham Yellow Jackets 10 and Fargo Davies 6.
And once again, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors. This match brought to you commercial-free by Go Promo in West Fargo. Need promotional items for an upcoming event? Contact Casey or Twilight Go Promo, or visit justgopromo.com and discover the endless ways you can promote your business. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
It looks like the Yellow Jackets went open at 126. And so that gives 6 points, so that's just treats it just like a pin for Fargo Davies. So now Davies leads 12-10, which kind of throws a little wrench because your 126-pounder's getting ready over there, and 132 thinks he's in the hole, but now here we go. He's now coming out here. So we'll skip right to 132. And at 132, we're going to have a senior from Perham, Gareth Covington. Gareth is a multi-year starter in the Yellow Jackets program and is a really hard worker in the room. I know he gives it everything he has every day. He usually comes out looking like he's been in a battle, and he takes the early takedown right off the bat. Gareth will bring you some speed and quickness, and we saw that on the football field this year as well, as he was one of the D-backs and could cover guys pretty well. And wrestling, I believe, for Fargo Davies is Skylar Oster. I'm not sure. I didn't hear what they said with the changes going on. I was looking at 126, so hopefully we have that right. If we don't, I apologize, as I kind of missed out on that one. Gareth still leads 2-0 with 1:35 to go in this match. Good hard ride again. I think that's one of the things that I've seen out of the Jackets today, is that that shoulder to shoulder, there's never much separation there, and that's a good thing as we are going. Gareth is stretching the arm across. We're going to see what happens here. He's doing a good job, but they're dangerously close to the mat, the edge of the mat, and they are off. So a great move by Gareth, just not quite enough space on the other edge of the mat to complete that one. There's 1:12 left in this match, and Gareth's on top 2-0 and riding. So in the next one, Jason, we'll have to make sure who they're sending out, so hopefully we get the right.
Yeah, I was just trying to check the multiple social media accounts to see what I could find on that, but nothing yet. I'm sorry, we apologize for that. But right now, an exciting one here on the mat going on.
Wow, there's some great scrambling going on here. Great move by Gareth, kind of putting him in a armbar situation, and he rolled right through. If this is Oster, he rolled right through it, which is sometimes really hard to do. That was a super athletic move on his part, and a fun one to see. So they're still battling. It's 2-0, 30 seconds to go here. Both guys working extremely hard. Gareth now throws in a cradle and pulls him back, and they're really kicking, and the shoulders are close to the mat, and he kicks out, but not after 3-point near fall for Covington. Covington now leads 5-0 And that's what it'll probably going into the second period.
And Gareth, one of the few seniors on this Perham Yellow Jacket squad, has a lot of experience and is used to some big matches here for this Perham team.
You know, I think that's one of the things you're going to see out of the Yellow Jackets is those kids who came and were younger, even coming through those 5 years of being in the state tournament. You know, the venues don't get much bigger than the state tournament at all, and they've all been there. So Gareth chooses down, and clasp. So Gareth will get a technical violation point, which puts him up 6-0, and he goes right back to work, puts him to his back, and it's getting tight, and Gareth's up on his toes, looking towards the ceiling. This is a tight position. Boy, this young man, I was just going to say this young man from Davies is really strong to hold that off, but that is a fall in 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Gareth Covington, which gives 6 back to the Yellow Jackets, which now puts our scoreboard at 16-12 in favor of the Yellow Jackets.
138 pounds for the Jackets, Carson Byer, and for Fargo Davies, Sawyer Free.
Now we're heading into the 138 match, which is another 9th grader. You're going to see a common theme here tonight, Jason, as there are many 9th graders that seem to be in this lineup for the Yellow Jackets in young Carson Byer. Carson Byer, another hard worker for the Yellow Jackets, and he is wrestling for Fargo Davies, Sawyer Free. So a little action there, and now they're both back on their feet and kind of where they started with 30 seconds gone.
And again, Yellow Jackets leading this one 16-12 up on the Eagles right here in the early going. This is our first of 3 bouts tonight. Ottertail Central will take on the Eagles next, and then Perham will take on Ottertail Central to close things out tonight here at the Hive.
Carson kind of getting in the Russian drag or the arm drag there, and Sawyer Free seems to want to have nothing to do with it. So this time Sawyer Free kind of does a half shot, and Carson meets him there. Carson kind of leading with his head, and they go out of bounds. We'll see what happens there if Sawyer Free tries to catch him in something, if he's coming forward that fast and that aggressive. There's another shot to the legs by Free, and Carson meets him in the front headlock position. Little dump try there for Free. He does grab a leg. Carson does a great job of being heavy on the head and looking for somehow to get behind him and take that 2. Free tries it again and almost gets caught in there. This is one of those situations. If he can get his arm out, Carson's kind of got him in the spot that he wants him, even though Free initiated the move there. So we're going to see what happens here. Here comes Free around now. Now it's kind of flip sides where Carson's holding on. Free's kind of got the top position, so I think this is anybody's ball game in there. We go into a stalemate, 5 seconds to go. So great action by these 2 young men, and they're working hard on the mat. We're going to go zeros into the second period. Choice to the Yellow Jackets. Looks like Byer's going to defer, and Free chooses down. It's always kind of nice, I would think, that I was never a wrestler myself, but it seems like it'd be nice to get the first points on the board.
Yeah, I think that would definitely seem to me it would put the pressure on, especially have that momentum on your side that way.
Yep, that's where a lot of wrestlers you'll see will take that down position if they think they can get out in the second period and get that 1 point on the board, and then you kind of force the other wrestler to do something. Or if you really get going and get a reversal and go up 2-0, then the pressure is on that the takedown has to come from the other guy.
And right now we're scoreless here in the second period of this match at 1:38, but the Yellow Jackets lead on the team score 16-12.
They're all balled up right here. Carson's trying to do some work, and Free's trying to do some work, and here comes Free out the backside, and he takes the 2 on the reversal. But just as I speak, here comes Byer in maybe a good position if he can get his arm free, and Free covers him back up. So Free goes up 2-0 with a minute to go here in the second period. This has been a really interesting match. Not a lot of points scored, but a lot of action has happened.
It has definitely been one of the action-packed matches here on the nights here in this first early going tonight.
So Carson catches him cut. They both kind of had a cradle in, and I think they're made 2 points to free. They both kind of went back and pulled each other back, and I think if they were laying there, they probably didn't know which one was scoring the points at that point. But 2 more points for free. He takes a 4-0 lead. Now Carson's stacking him up a little bit there. There's 20 seconds left, but now Free comes back and wraps around the head. And I don't see any points awarded. There's about 10 seconds left on the clock here. Carson's fighting hard. No points being awarded as we speak. Oh, there's a 1 count. We only got the 1 count. So Carson Beyer will go into the third period down 4-0. So Sawyer Free is up 4-0 going into the third.
Now this is one of those situations, a close match here, and if you're Beyer, you don't really want to give up more points, and you want to stay within if you stay down 4-0 into a 3-point decision.
That good old bonus points again. And interesting, being down 4-0, how it changes things, Jason. He might have taken down if it was 2-0, taking his point, then the takedown gets him the lead. But now being down 4, he took both up, hoping for the takedown and some near fall points. But here goes Free and a step behind and takes 2 more, so it's 6-0. So Jason, here's where you're saying this is dangerously close to giving up some bonus points and tying this match back up going into 138.
And it's going to be kind of an interesting situation knowing when you have that hammer sitting at 220 if you're Fargo Davies. So if you're Perham, you kind of want to stretch and try to get yourself a bigger lead.
That's an awesome point. Here's some more back points. So definitely looking good for Free right now. Let's hopefully Carson can fight out of it if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, but he did not. Sawyer Free with the pin right there at about 5 minutes into the match. It was a great match. Both wrestlers were doing a great job, and it's one of those that it could have went either way, but there again, Jason, you said bonus points, and there we have, instead of giving up 3 or 4, we give up 6, and it wasn't for a lack of effort that we gave up 6. So right now, the score is 18-16 in favor of Fargo Davies. We are heading into the 145 match, and for Fargo Davies, we have David Arop.
That's what we were told.
Oh, that's what we were told, so that's what we're going to go with. And for the Yellow Jackets, Jacob McCleary, who has come back out to wrestling after a few years off. Obviously, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, you've probably heard the McCleary name, and I'll let Jason kind of fill you in on that.
He's one of the top cross-country runners in the state of Minnesota for the Yellow Jackets. Switching things over here, coming back on the wrestling side of things. And McCleary, like you said, has been a big runner for the Yellow Jackets the last few years, a program that's predominantly one of the reasons why the Yellow Jackets are nicknamed the School of Champions.
That's right, exactly, and it's nice to see Jacob back on the mat again. It never hurts to get as many athletes into a program as you can get. So this was a big win for him, and we'll see how he does as we get going. Great strength there by Arop. Picked up McCleary and took him off the mat, and the referee decided, hey, let's just not have anything of that happen and ruin a good match going on through. So McCleary shoots in. Arop's working to get behind him here. If he can get his leg cleared of the arm and hook that leg, he probably will come around, but he gives up on that. We have 30 seconds left to go. McCleary's looking good here, Jason.
I was just going to say, it's been a pretty exciting first period between these two. Kind of curious to see how McCleary would come on after, like you said, we know him predominantly as a cross-country runner, and see him out here today on the mats.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's he's shooting, he's working his offense, and doing a great job. So obviously confidence is high for him, and that probably comes from all of those cross-country meets, I would guess. And there he throws in a headlock. And he gets 2 for the takedown and 2 near fall points, and he goes up 4-0 to start the match and going into the second period.
It kind of reminds me a little bit, and this is going to be a unique transition. You talk about cross country, you talk about closing time, and that's what he did there. He closed strong there with a quick final 5 seconds of that first period.
Exactly. Was a great finish. And you would think with this cross country experience, his wind would be good, so I don't think we're going to have any issues with him being on the mat. So as we pick back up into matches, A-Rop has a leg up in the air and now is covering up McCleary, so we'll see if what he works on the bottom situation. That's the one thing about seeing different schools and different wrestling. They bring different things to the table, just like in basketball. If you don't see a team and they run zone and all of a sudden you haven't played against zone, different wrestling programs bring different skill sets. So it'll be interesting to see the things that Davies works on when they're on top or bottom, and we'll go from there.
We don't see too many zone defenses coming to the gym at all, do we?
No, not too many. That'd be left for me to play, zone defense. Maybe.
I started the 2-3.
Here we got a double leg takedown. He has him up in the air, and he sets McCleary down. So we have a 5-2 score right now, and we'll see what A-Rop does if he cuts McCleary, if he tries to put him on his back and gets some back points. So at that 5-2 score, you just don't know what he's thinking right here. Drives him off the mat, so we get a restart.
37.7 seconds to go here in the second period in this one. Davies leads overall 18-16. A-Rop trails, but McCleary 5-2 here in the second period, and kind of a key, almost one of those key matches here midway through.
I would think so, because the next couple matches, I'm not familiar with Fargo Davies so much, but I know coming into the match you'd have to look at 152 and 160 for the Yellow Jackets, as Jack Fudge and Blake Lawrence are coming up. That would be two of the heavy hitters for the Yellow Jackets coming into the season. McCleary doing a great job trying to get back to his base and staying on his base. A-Rop traps an arm. Let's see what he tries to do with this now.
And we're closing in under 20 seconds to go here in the second period. We thank you for tuning in. Once again, Magnitude Sports Network. We're honored to bring it to you. I'm Jason Groth with Lance Rock here from the Hive.
Arm bar happening. We had a count of 1 there. We're really short on time. 6. He's getting back points as we... Oh, and the quick fall there. 2 seconds left.
Just, we talked about McCleary finishing the first period strong. A-Rop finishes the second period strong, gets 2 big points there for Fargo Davies.
And that might be a little, I don't think you'll see that happen to McCleary as he gets experience back on the mat. So really, really good match by McCleary, coming out just a kind of a sour way to end it for him and his comeback. But the best is yet to come for Jacob McCleary.
152 pounds for the Jackets, Jack Fudge. For the Eagles, Ryan Barth.
It's Fudge and Barth, the one that could be potential to be a quick one here.
And I think Barth's a pretty good wrestler, but Jack Fudge is just one of those. He's a high-flying. He gives it all when he's on the mat, and I don't think there's a move that he does not know, and he always puts them in at the right time. So quick takedown for Fudge, leading 2-0.
And many of the Yellow Jacket fans know some of his relatives have always had some unique experiences and unique finishes and always exciting matches when a Fudge is on the mat.
Exactly. And we had an escape by Barth and then a real quick snap takedown for Jack Fudge. So it's 4-1 as we go. And this is kind of an interesting part to the match here. So I think the Yellow Jackets are feeling pretty good with their middle weights right now. And we'll see how this all ends up as we go. But a minute left to go in this quarter. Jack had a really great year last year, finishing 3rd at the state. Really had a run towards the state championship that was kind of maybe a little controversial. We won't say it too much on the air, but it depends on what town you were from.
Yes.
You definitely felt one way or the other.
He comes into tonight's contest ranked 3rd in the state as well. And he's looking sharp here in the early going.
Another takedown with about 30 seconds left to go. But, yeah, nothing wrong with finishing 3rd at the state as a junior. Jack is a multi-time wrestling in the state, both as a team and as an individual. And I've been lucky enough to watch Jack wrestle for many, many years. Here he's working on a cradle. He's pulling him back. There's 12 seconds left. Hopefully he can get some near fall points. And there's the count. And there's the 5 count, so 3 more will get added onto this, which will make the score at the end of the first period. Fudge 9, Barth 2. And it is Fudge's choice, and he defers.
And Yellow Jackets trailing overall in the team score 24-16. Here as we are at 152 of our first duel of 3 tonight.
Yeah, kind of an interesting thing when, there's some respect there when you defer and they take top instead of taking bottom and hoping for that point. But maybe Barth, and I'm seeing it right here, is a good rider, and it looks like he is. He returns Fudge to the mat, working on the arm bar. He looks really, really comfortable down there. So Ryan Barth, a nice-looking athlete. We talked a lot about Fudge, but this Barth's kind of holding his own. If he a few points here or there, and he's right back in the match.
He's already making my first prediction of the night kind of go out the window, so good for him on that one. As we have 1:20 to go in the second period.
Hey, we thank you all for joining in on Magnitude Sports. This is fun for Jason and I. We've talked about this for many years, and to get the opportunity to do this has been something that we've both look forward to. So we're hoping you're enjoying it at home. We're sure enjoying it here, and we're glad that we can bring it to your place since the COVID restrictions are on.
Yeah, that's definitely, we thank you for turning it on and watching. Like you said, 150 people here in attendance, and we try to continue to keep this going as the Yellow Jackets trail on the mat 24-16, but lead this match right now 10-2.
We're looking right at the edge of the mat. Right. This is kind of one of those areas that it comes into officiating a little bit, how long they let them wrestle on the edge of the mat. And he does blow the whistle and calls them off the mat.
.3 seconds ago here in this second period. Fudge leading 10-2.
It seems like it's one of those matches that you have that it seems like it's closer than what it is. If I looked up at 10-2, and I'd say Barth is doing a great job and Jack's doing a great job, it seems more like a 10-6 match than a 10-2.
Does definitely have that feeling, especially when you look at that start that Fudge had in that first period, where he kind of took control early and made me think that it was going to be a quick action match.
Right, Barth's doing a great job here and is a formidable opponent. So we go into period 3 here. Both up. Barth takes a quick shot. Jack stays heavy on the head, which is, again, one of those, I really see a couple things coming out of the Jackets. That they must be really working hard on their riding when they're on top. The shoulder-to-shoulder stuff's happening. It's hard for the other team to get out, and their defense is also looking pretty well. Here's Barth is pretty slippery. Jack threw in one of his patented moves, and Barth kind of just surfboarded right out of it, and now he's looking for points to score. So again, one of those, if you had told me it was 10-2, I'd be really surprised not looking at the match, and they both go out of bounds again with 1:19 to go.
Definitely a fun one here, like you said, and would have never guessed an 8-point deficit the way this match has been going, especially from that second and third period on. Barth really settled in a little bit.
And again, Jack, you talked about bonus points early, and we've talked about it often. Jack wants to hold this to at 8 or more so we can get those bonus points and draw that score even closer than it is right now at 24-16. Jack's looking very close to getting the takedown, and there he has it, which puts him up 12-2, which hopefully locks in that major decision for us. But I think Jack always has something more in mind than just a major decision.
And sometimes that does come back to haunt him. We've seen it a few times, but he's a little more, I'd say, more controlled of the group of boys that we know that we're talking about here.
Yeah, Jack has a really good set of skills, and he's always looking, and he seems like he's always very calculated on what he's going to do. So 19 seconds to go. Again, we're at a major decision at 12-2. If it holds this way, it'll cut the deficit in half for the Yellow Jackets, and we'll head to probably another good match the way this is going. And that's how that one ends, 12-2 in favor of Fudge. So a major decision for Fudge, which is another good win. And Jack has had some really tough wrestlers to start the season.
This match brought to you commercial free by Tiffany Johnson and Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. Find out how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic. Visit htcchiro.com. Again, that's visit htchiro.com.
Well, I know this is Blank Lawrence, but I don't think this is Kenny Hansen. I'm not sure. I was trying to hear what they had said on the announcing, but that would be kind of a nice. There might be some switching going on in there, but we're going to have to go with Kenny Hansen. So if it's not, I apologize. It's kind of hard to hear when your headphones are on and all of that. But Blake's off to a quick 6-1 lead, letting him up and taking him down. So we'll see if that's the game that Blake's going to play right here, or if he's going to just get him into the move that he wants to get him, that he thinks he can pin him. So Blake just says, hey, let's go both up again, because I've been on my shot almost effortlessly, it seems like. And there he goes again. And he tabletops it, bringing that right up to almost his shoulder, and there he goes, and he'll kick out the leg, and down he goes for another takedown. So 8-2 lead, a lot of action, and he cuts him again. So 8-3, and we're only a minute into this one, Jason.
It's been an exciting one here. Again, just a reminder for you who's viewing, we have 3 matches tonight, 2 following this one. We'll have 3 streams set up for each duel tonight here at the Hive.
Well, just as I say, he walks in on ease, he shoots in, and Mr. Hansen from Davies sits on top of him and gets the takedown and near fall points. And it's now 8-3, or 8-5, then a reversal by Blake right into a cradle, looking and getting the count on back points. And I know Blake in his cradle, he's probably looking for more than that, maybe into a fall situation type here. 15 seconds on the clock, so he's going to have to make it happen here pretty soon if he's going to pin him in this. And it looks like Mr. Nelson from Fargo Davies is stretching out right now. So there's 3 held up again for Blake Lawrence. And so it's 13-5 going into the second period.
And you kind of touched on it before in this match, and actually before the Jack Fudd match. This is kind of the part where Perham really want to get some big points here, is with Lawrence and Fudge.
And I would say 2 reasons why. It's probably 2 of their better wrestlers and 2 with the most experience on the team. So it's always nice to get points out of your guys that have the most matches and the most experience. Another takedown for Blake makes it 10-5. So just a reminder that if he gets 5 more points in here, we'll go to the tech fall situation and the match will be over. And that will be 5 points for the Yellow Jackets. And Blake, I'm sure, wants to get the pin right here, as he's got him pretty tight. And there it is. Patented cradle by Blake Lawrence. With the fall, and Blake puts the Yellow Jackets back up 26-24 going into 170 pounds, and I don't think we could have asked much more out of this match, Jason, to start us off.
No, definitely. This is a perfect way to kick off the home season for the Yellow Jackets.
Right, we go into 170 pounds. The Yellow Jackets will put out Carter Kozowski, a junior, and Carter has had some varsity experience and has dealt with injuries quite often. And Carter goes down with the takedown by Landon Alex from Fargo Davies. So Landon Alex comes out with the quick 2-point, and we'll see how this match ends up. It looks like 2 pretty strong kids coming right here.
Oh, definitely. You can see this Landon Alex kind of came out on a mission here after seeing his teammate have his shoulders pinned to the mat.
Exactly. So looks like he's working for some back points right now, and Carter's really battling on the mat. You know, he's stretched out, and it's sometimes not where you want to be with your head down on the mat. So if Carter can get his head back up, and there's a whip over that is leading to back points, and we'll see if he gets, the ref holds 3 down. Now the only thing that can happen is a new move or a pin. And there's the pin. And that was some good work by Landon Alex right there. A good-looking athlete from Davies, and he puts Davies back in the lead 30-26 as we head to 182 pounds.
And this match is brought to you commercial-free by EOT Insurance in Perham. Did you know you can get coverage on food in your refrigerator if it spoils due to a power outage? Call EOT Insurance in Perham today to learn more. The number 218-346-5648 or visit EOTinsurance.com and go Yellow Jackets.
So the Yellow Jackets, remember earlier in the match, Jason, we talked about freshmen and how many freshmen the Yellow Jackets were going to bring out. Here's another one, and Hudson Hackle is a freshman wrestling at 182, which is never an easy thing to do when you get into those upper weights and you're a younger guy. But Hudson looks ready for the task, and obviously he's been hitting the weight room, and he's wrestling Muham Albanabi, who's now in on a single leg. We'll see if Hudson can defend it. He's doing a great job right now of breaking Albanabi down. So let's see what happens here. Who wins the battle? Oh, he's switching to a double, and we're close, and Hudson gives up the 2, which is sometimes it's hard to see as a spectator, but sometimes it's better to give up 2 than end up on your back. And they're off the mat right now, and we'll start in the center again with Hackle being down and Albanabi in the ride position with about a minute to go here in the first period. Hackle with a quick reversal. The whistle barely sounded, and it was a round to tie this matchup 2-2. So great move by Hackle. Fun to see when a kid battles like that right out of the chute. Now we have an escape by Albanabi. With that escape, he regains the lead at 3-2, and this looks like this could be another one of those battles right down to the end, Jason.
It definitely is. And this is one where, Perham really wants to get on their side with a Truman Wehrmeyer waiting in the wings.
That is correct. I even being a Yellow Jacket fan, which I probably shouldn't admit, but I am a Yellow Jacket fan, and I'm really excited to see this young man wrestle and see his presence on the mat. I see him pacing, I think, over there already. So, yeah, he is definitely a well-defined athlete. Here goes Hackle. Hackle gets the takedown right at the buzzer. What, like you said, finishing strong at the end of periods is a really good thing. So Hackle goes up 4-3 into the second period. So nice job, Hudson Hackle, will take in the lead, and now he takes down, which we hope he comes out and he gains that point and then is up 5-3.
And Al-Janabi did a nice job right there. I noticed he cut his foot. As you can tell, Hackle's trying to come out, and he blocked his foot from there, not preventing him as long as so far for the first 20 seconds of this match.
I'm really impressed with the Fargo Davies kids on their riding technique, and they're good at grabbing an ankle and getting shoulder to shoulder, and Hudson's tripoding pretty well here, and I think the officials may be looking for a clasp at that point, but there was no clasp, and it looks like Aldanabi keeps trying to get to that. There's another good move by Hackle. And he puts a reversal in. He's got the arm in. He's getting back points. This could be a big match. And there it is. That's a huge match for the Yellow Jackets. Hackle with a fall against Aldanabi, which puts the Yellow Jackets back on top, 32-30. So great job by Hudson Hackle.
And here's a big one for the Yellow Jackets as well. And Brian Ramos getting ready on the floor to go against Rylan Reed.
Ramos also was in the state tournament last year, came up with an injury at the state tournament that we like to think in Perham maybe held him out of the podium, which I think he would have made a great run at the podium. Looks like we're going takedown game here. This is going to go right down to the buzzer, I think, Jason. And you hate to always. That's the hard part. I think maybe that's why North Dakota went to the flip of the coin, so it doesn't always end up on the last couple weights as those kids come out. And Minnesota, it always seems like that heavyweight 220 are always the ones that it kind of, if it's a close match, it's coming to you. So.
Well, we can remember the Yellow Jacks actually have a lot of experience with that coin flip, where on the weight classes they wrestle quite a few tournaments across the border.
Right.
So it's something, you just listen to the coaches. They talk about the different strategy that goes into mind when it comes into that.
Yeah, it definitely changes maybe some of the things you do, or even some of the kids who may wrestle that night change with where you're starting and what the coin flip. And you know, if you have a great heavyweight, I'm thinking of the Yellow Jackets in years past when you had a Jesse Hine and you just knew you were going to get 6 points right at the end of every match. You could gamble some places and do some things because you knew he was coming up.
And just imagine the pressure that put on an opponent knowing that you had to have that big of a lead going into that final match.
Exactly. No, this is a good match, and it's Ramos is doing a nice job. He's kind of what I would probably say throwing the kitchen sink at him. He seems like he's going from move to move to move and seeing which one's going to stick for him. So hopefully he can get the 6 points here and put the Yellow Jackets up 38-30. But Rylan Reed is doing a nice job of, after that initial flurry, of holding on and doing a really good job going into the end of this first period. Even though he's given up 10 points, he's wrestling a really good kid. And again, one of those that Ramos has done a great job, but it seems almost should be closer than what it is. So we'll go into the second period with Ramos taking down position. And go ahead. Rylan Reed will cover, and then I'll turn it back over to Jason.
I was just going to make sure to promote to let you know we will have 2 more matches here tonight. Perham taking on Otter Tail Central, the final match. But before that, these Eagles will take on the Bulldogs of Otter Tail Central following this.
And Jason, it won't be a continuous feed, right? So
yes.
They're going to log back in to see those next 2 matches.
We will set up a new stream for each duel here tonight.
Just so you're aware, if we go off the air, you need to look for the new stream if you want to continue to follow tonight. Ramos is up 12-4 with a minute 30 left to go in the second period, and he decides to cut him. Takes the takedown, and it looks like we're maybe heading for a tech fall situation here, unless Ramos can get him into a place where he feels comfortable and shoots for the pin. 14-6. Oh, it's a little closer than I thought. I got to look closer at the scoreboard, I guess. Here goes Ramos with some back points. Looks like the official's holding 3 more, which will put him at 19-6. So we're at a 13-point lead, but we still have about 3 minutes to go in this match. So a lot of points by Ramos. He's looking good. But I also will give credit to Rylan Reed, who is always seems to come back to his base, even when he gets into some bad positions. So. So here's an escape again, which makes it a 12-point lead. Ramos goes in the front headlock position and spins around and gets his 2 almost immediately with 20 seconds left. And Rylan Reed kind of bellies out, and he's doing a great job. Ramos is looking to his coaches saying, how much time do I have, and can I get another one? You got to like the confidence in a young man like that.
They're just holding to ride it out here as they looked at the clock and realized that there wasn't much time left as you hear the horn in that second period. But Ramos with a big lead, 21-7, kind of like the Packers on the Rams over the weekend, up by about a couple of touchdowns.
I knew that one was coming at some point. That's one thing the Vikings fans don't have to worry about, including myself. So 21-7 is where we're at 195, minute 50 to go in this match, and a 14-point lead. So another takedown here by Ramos. He has to put him on his back, and he will not do that. So a tech fall for Ramos, which is a big win for the Yellow Jackets. Again, those bonus points. So now it's 37-30, and here we go. Now we're down to the final 2. It's where you got to love wrestling. even if you don't know the sport, anybody can enjoy a great ending, it seems like. So here we go. To 220, we have Truman Wehrmeyer. This was the young man we talked about in pregame, signed to play football at NDSU, last year state champ in Class A for Fargo Davies, and he is going against Rory Lindquist, a sophomore. So Rory's definitely got his work cut out for him, but hey, Rory's not backing away. Head in, looking for a shot, and I know Rory will give it his all here.
He definitely will, and he's going to have a battle, and it's going to be fun to see how he continues the battle against Mr. Wehrmeyer here in this match.
And there's two and right to his back, and Wehrmeyer is definitely one strong young man. So they gave the takedown and 2 back points. I couldn't quite tell at the official angle here where we're sitting if the official had given him 3 on the near fall or 2. So Lindquist in the down position with 1:12 left to go. Wehrmeyer's working on a tilt, and there he goes. He's got it really tight, but Rory Lindquist does a great job getting off of his back, and 2 more, so it makes a 6-0 lead for Wehrmeyer. Wehrmeyer comes out of that, repositions, and has Rory in not a good spot. And there's our fall. And Rory gave up a valiant effort there. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, and we kind of knew that this Wehrmeyer was going to be one tough amigo or a tough guy on the mat as we were going. So it's down to the final match, Jason.
And this is kind of what you expected and hoped for when it got down to this, is down to the last one here. As we'll get to thank our sponsor one more time, we'd like to thank this match being brought to you commercial-free by United Community Bank. January is a winter paradise in northern Minnesota. Enjoy the outdoors with a new snowmobile or fish house. Seize the cold with a personal loan from United Community Bank. Stop in or visit ucbank.com to learn more. United Community Bank in Perham, Dent, and Frazee.
So we're at the 285 weight class. We have Dylan Carlquist for Fargo Davies, and we also have Tegan Bennett for the Yellow Jackets, and Carlquist with the quick takedown to get it started with about 23 seconds off the match. He made a nice move. Neither one of these guys look like your true 285ers coming out here, but couple well put together kids, and this should be a good match when it's winner take all.
It definitely should be. We got our first stoppage, actually, of blood time here tonight. It gives us a chance to thank all the sponsors for making tonight's broadcast commercial-free. Healing Touch Chiropractic of West Fargo, Sean Carlson and Town and Country Credit Union, Go Promo, Van Dam Chiropractic, United Community Bank in Perham, Dent, Frazee in Perham, and EOT Insurance. Thank you for making tonight's broadcast possible.
It's amazing. We went through a whole match, but this is the first blood time, though. You know, you would expect a head-to-head situation where you get the head-to-nose, or these kids have done a great job of keeping it a clean wrestling match and just letting it play out on the mat. So, boy, I couldn't ask for more, Jason. I don't know about you. Our first broadcast, we go winner takes all at the 285 with the Jackets leading 37-36. And here we go, and as of right now, it seems like Carlquist kind of has the upper hand, but I've seen these matches at 285 with one roll of the dice here. It changes dramatically. So we'll just kind of stick with this action, and Carlquist throws in a half, and now he goes to the other way, and we have a stoppage in the action with more blood timeout. So we went the whole match, and now we have 2 in a minute.
It's one thing that you kind of talked about. It's winner take all. And the one thing that's definitely missing is, you're used to this type of action like this, a packed house. We know that's changed, so we thank you for visiting and tuning in and letting us bring this action to you in this exciting match here, as it's 37-36 here at heavyweight 285. Like you said, winner take all. And it's just a perfect way to start the season here at the Hive for the Yellow Jackets, hopefully.
And whichever team you're rooting for, you've been in it the whole match. That's one of the beauties of this match that I see, is that there was never a blowout situation ever, even in the thoughts that these guys battled back and forth, and even the matches where one team was maybe a little overrated than the other one, the other team battled, and here we sit with right down to the wire with a 37-36 score going into the 285, and you know what? It's okay if you're at home to be yelling at your screen a little bit now, because I know Packers fans do that all the time, especially when there's a big hit on the QB or something like that.
Oh, boy.
Okay, that's the last one for the night.
Oh, he says for this match.
Yeah, exactly. Carlquist on top. He goes right back at the shoulder-arm combination, and pretty impressive ride by Carlquist, and you can tell he's spent some time on the mat, and is feeling very comfortable on the mat. And if my research is telling me, he's a 10th grader, so to have a 10th grader at 285 with this confidence, man, they've got something coming up for the next couple of years. Even when Weirmeyer graduates, they've got Carlquist coming here that can be a closer for them.
Well, they definitely have, like they said, he's an experienced spot, 11-2 on the air. Now it just turns him right there.
Turns him right over to his back, and there is the pin, and Davies takes the match. Wow, what a match, and a good fight, and it ends up 42-37, and like I said, I'm getting to the point in my sporting career that I just love great competition, and there wasn't much better than could have happened right there.
You couldn't ask for much more to start this season tonight for the Yellow Jackets here at home. Like I said, they were 1-1 going into this match, but it went down to the wire, and the Davies Eagles were just able to get the big flip and the pin at the end. They pick up the first win of the night. They're going to turn things around right away and be back in action as they get ready to take on the Bulldogs, who come walking down to our right to this match, getting ready to go for their varsity action tonight against the Eagles here. And that should be an interesting contest between the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs and the Davies Eagles.
Yeah, it'll be nice for the Yellow Jackets to see what OTC brings, and I'm kind of anxious to see Davies wrestle again now that we got to watch them once, and we got to see how hard their kids work. So if you're listening in from Fargo Davies, you should be really excited about where your team's headed, I believe, as they just took down a really good but young Yellow Jackets team. So I think now we'll go to a little break, and then we'll come back and recap and go through what happened tonight, and we'll do a little talk, and then we'll sign off for a little while and get ready for the next match.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Well, welcome back here to the Hive. Jason Growth with Lance Rock. The Fargo Davies Eagles with a nice victory over the Yellow Jackets. They pick up the first victory of the night tonight and went down to the wire. The Yellow Jackets were kind of looking good there, but then we knew the hammers were coming for Fargo Davies Eagles, and they did at 220 and 285. They end up securing the victory, knocking off the Yellow Jackets here tonight. Now they get ready to go as Otter Tail Central will take on the Eagles next.
A couple things that I look back at some notes, Jason, is Perham was open at 126, so that gave up 6 points right there. So, a few things that you can say maybe coming up in the future. They'll have somebody in at that position. I look at a couple people for the Yellow Jackets. I look at Jack Fudge and Blake Lawrence, and they kind of did what we expected them to do, which is a really good thing. And I look at the 9th grader, Hudson Hackle, coming through with a pin that really kind of, for a moment there, turned the tide to the Yellow Jackets. But when all's said and done, you have to look at Fargo Davies, and a big match that stood out for me was David Arop at 145. was in with McCleary, and McCleary was doing a great job, and all of a sudden A-Rop throws in a move, which I don't even remember what he did, but it ends up in a pin. So things that look like might have been 3 for the Yellow Jackets turns around and is 6 for Fargo Davies, and then you knew what Wehrmeyer was going to bring with all that he was coming to the table, and then to have Carlquist follow him up, that's a 1-2 combo for Davies for sure. So those are kind of the matches I look at. It lasts so long you kind of forget about some of the early matches, and I didn't mean to, because I'm sure there were some that really coaches always say it doesn't end in the final match. There's things throughout the whole game, whatever sport you're doing.
The one you definitely touched about, I'd touch on, was at 145, where we talked about during that match, McCleary in the first period had some late momentum, had a late move, took the lead, and then A-Rop in the second period got that late change, got the pin at the end of the second period, and closed strong. You knew Perham was going to get some wins here coming later, but you wanted to get enough separation going into, especially at 220. Didn't realize at 285 how strong they were either, and they've really proved they got 2 hammers at the end, which their lineup fits perfectly for a Minnesota-style lineup.
It does.
But you set the tone at Fargo Davies. If you get that coin flip, you go 220, 285, you're starting up 12-0 in that type of rotation.
Exactly. And then the other thing that I'll say about wrestling is it's sometimes not even winning a match that ends up winning the match, if that makes sense to you. And I look at Ryan Barth, who wrestled Jack Fudge, who is a multi-time state entrant for the Yellow Jackets, and I'm sure a lot of people, when they see Jack go out there, they're expecting to pencil in 6 points for the Yellow Jackets, and it looked like it was headed that way to start with. You had mentioned it was like 10-2 to start with, and then Barth just kind of settled in and wouldn't let him take him to his back, and so that, I think, was a win for Davies, even though he lost. And so I think that's the cool thing I like about wrestling is you don't always have to win to be a big contributor for your team.
Oh, definitely. That's one of those things. You don't give up the multiple bonus points. You give up a couple, but you don't give up, like you said, expected the 6, did not give that up, and that just gives your team a little bit of boost. Like, hey, this guy just went out and did this. Now let's go ride and help our teammate out here the rest of the way.
Right. Now the interesting thing for the Yellow Jackets is you lose a close one, and how do you bounce back after watching the next match and coming back out? And I know Coach Vetch and his staff, Coach Trout and the rest of them, they'll be right there getting them pumped up, getting them fired up, and they'll have them ready to come back out and defend this home court.
And that's probably one of the unique things about triangulars and like that format. Now, you know what? Now we get a chance to come back out and let's have our competition. Erase the memory. You don't have a night or 2 or 3 to sleep and worry about.
Or you think about a football game and you got 7 days off in between that something went wrong in the fourth quarter, and now all of a sudden you got to wait 7 days to redeem yourself. Now you can turn around in an hour and here you go. Or if you're Fargo Davies, you turn around in minutes and you go again. So yeah, what a great match to start our broadcast schedule with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And Jason will go through this again, but we'll be going off the air here shortly. And then if you want to watch Fargo Davies again, and if you're coming in to watch OTC, we're going to start a new link up. And so find that link, and I'm sorry, it'll still be the same 2 announcers. We'll continue to do the best we can for you, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. So, Jason, you can take it away from here.
Again, make sure you can check out the archives at Magnitude Sports, as all the broadcasts are there, and you can check them out, and also our schedule coming up here on Magnitude Sports. Thank you for tuning in. We'll take one out here. We'll thank our sponsors, Healing Touch Chiropractic of West Fargo, Sean Carlson Town and Country Credit Union, Go Promo, Van Dam Chiropractic, United Community Bank in Perham, Denton, Frazee, EOT Insurance. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back here in just a little bit as the Fargo Davies Eagles get ready to take the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs in dual meet number 2 of this triangular here from the Hive. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for Magnitude Sports.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.